Well, the topic now it's going to be like how it's like to work with diversity in the real world. And I'm going to start with, I don't know, a little bit of controversy. Are we equal? And nowadays, media, the internet, or what we call the cool police from Twitter, tends to say that we're equal. But the answer is no, we're not equal. How can we say that? Is this group of people equal? No, we're diverse. Is a group of women equal? No, it's diverse. And I like this definition of the Merriam-Webster dictionary because it gives us an opportunity about bringing qualities, different elements, and giving us an instance. And I want to stop a little bit on that word because that word is a little, it may sound insignificant, but it's actually really powerful. It's an instance. And that instance is going to give us and is going to drive us to the opportunity. Something that I see a lot, and I've worked with a lot of groups of people building teams in my whole career in the Army, in Taekwondo. Yeah, I was ranked at the top of the world in Taekwondo. I like to say 40 pounds ago, not 10 years ago. I have to say it the right way. And every time someone tells me, hey, come and help me because I have a problem of diversity. I have a clash between women and men. And I said, dude, it's not just about gender. It's more about that. There is more to it. We need to wake up. We have pretty much or bigger diverse workforce nowadays. We're talking about the LGBTIQ plus community and gender. We also have people coming from different backgrounds. I love when I see over here people from India, people from Chile, people from Poland, people from other countries that are not just women, men. That will be really simplify the equation and the question and the topic. I also see that we need to take into consideration something that it was gladly spoken before about this generation gap that we have. And one of the things that as someone that it's kind of like a late generation X and early millennial, I literally hate, and I want to use this word hate, when someone try to blame the millennials for something or try to blame the generation afterwards for something. Because if we put a curse on that, those are the people that are going to take care of us in the future. And we have to incorporate them. But also we have to teach them other qualities. That's why I like that picture, because it's the picture of a guy trying to teach an older person how to use technology. And that's what we have to do. Something that I see about people that works in my company that are younger than I am, it's how they actually teach me how to use stuff. And they're like, no, boss, this is how you have to place the order. This is how we're going to deliver this. And that actually has aggregated more value to the company than all other stuff. Another topic that I want to mention about diversity, and this is a really personal approach about this. This is a really personal approach about this, is that we have to start seeing this more like a commitment rather than just for the sake of profit. Unfortunately, when I walk into one of these theme months, I start, seeing more and more. The Hispanic Heritage Month, for instance, it's being advertised. And I'm like, okay, why they do it in October? You know why? Or you know what it's one of the decisions? Because of the discovery of America, and someone like me with a background of indigenous culture, part of my family actually, they don't like that. They don't like. We were never discovered. We were here and we were looted and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I don't see this as something that it needs to be just profit driven. It needs to be a commitment of the organization. I mean, we have people of an underrepresented community, so what can we learn from them? What can someone from Chile, which is one of the minority inside the minority of another minority here in America? I mean, every time people say Latino, it almost means Mexican, or in another of the coast, it can mean Cuban. And I always feel like, what about me? I'm not part of that. An experience that I had, I came to America exactly 10 years ago. I came to do my MBA at the University of Denver. And it was funny because I was the only Hispanic on my cohort. And my cohort, in order to cheer me up because I was the only Hispanic, they went and they invited me for lunch. You know where they took me to? A Mexican restaurant, exactly. So they were like, yeah, so you can feel at home. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm from Chile. We have different stuff. I don't know if you notice that. I mean, but not so close. I mean, there is a whole continent in between. And I'm actually kind of like from the south of Chile, so even more deep south. And thank you for your idea, but you're doing it wrong. And why we do it wrong? Because unfortunately, we don't do it organically. Okay, I mean, I tried to put or Google pictures of organic growth of a company, and this is the best that I could get. I mean, unfortunately, nobody has come with a better concept than that. But I would say be organic, because something that I see, and this is why I come back to my point, whether this has to be profit-driven versus a commitment. I would say that if it's a commitment, eventually the profit are going to come. And that's something that I see on every of the presentations. I mean, like Candy was saying, hey, nobody told her like, hey, we're going to put the image on a truck and we're going to go around the city and that is going to make you money. No, it came out of the commitment, or maybe trial and error. I don't know if that was true. I mean, probably it could. Maybe it didn't work, but it worked right. So at some point. So one of the things that I say is like how to be organic. I see the best example in the movies. Steven Spielberg, for instance, a guy that he said that he was on the first week when the Disneyland park opened. He was inspired. He got there. He saw his dream come true in front of his eyes. And the other thing that happened to him is like, hey, all my nerds, and this is said by him. I'm not calling him a nerd. He was like, hey, all these ideas that Walt Disney envisioned, could he bring them to life? And when he started becoming a director, he wanted to do the same. He likes science fiction. He likes Flash Gordon, comics, and everything. He creates Star Wars. George Lucas. I always get them confused. Steven Spielberg, when he creates the Schindler's List, it was part of his family, part of his origin, where people that actually fought in war and had issues as a Jewish community. Francis Ford Coppola, as an Italian, he knew how that Italian community was, and he knew all those mafia leaders, and that kind of like drive him to create this movie like The Godfather. I'm not saying that they cannot do any other movies, but something that is going to be easier for them, how to grow into the business and how to grow this knowledge into other areas. It's actually talking about something that you honestly know about. I mean, as a Chilean person, as a Hispanic, it will be really not natural to talk about or start doing something that is driven by another underrepresented community that I don't know nothing about and that I'm not connected about. So, an example of what happened in our company. We have receive a lot of people, and a lot of times they tell me like, hey, how do you advertise to different underrepresented communities? I don't. They just come. It just happened that they come. Someone invites them and they come. The biggest thing that we do is that we don't see that as kind of like a tool to actually leap over them and start advertising because of your employees. I mean, I've never done that. And if we have to, I will have to actually ask them. One of the things that it happened to me is that because I was the only Hispanic guy, I was always in all the pictures of the MBA at my university. And it was basically to say, look, we have an Hispanic, look, we have a Latino, look, we have a Latino, look, we have a Latino, look, we have a Latino. And I was like, stop. Guys, stop. Really. I'm not a talking dog. I'm not a subject that to kind of like being showed at the zoo. I'm a human being, and actually I don't like all the attention. So basically, my point is be respectful when you try to do this kind of things, because unfortunately, some companies kind of like start becoming passive aggressive about it, and they really kind of like try to push you, and I felt like that in the past here in America also. And I see that I don't know, it's kind of like you start seeing them as not honest. An example, I live in Denver, I live in Northfield, and almost 4 blocks from where I live, there is a Target. And the Target, I remember one month, I mean, it was September, I went there to do my groceries after a day in which I was teaching the guys of the company and the girls of the company how to throw some texture. And if anyone has gotten into that, they know that it's pretty dirty. You get dirty, but dirty. And I went after that to do the groceries. I put my cart on the line. 2 security guards. Sir, you have stolen from this supermarket. No. Do you mind if we check your cart? No. And then they realize, hey, guys, Mr. Puyol, sorry about that. And I was like, guys, I mean, I come here every day. And how come, I mean, just because I'm dressing differently, I mean, you're treating me different. And then they say, no, we made a mistake, it's an honest mistake and everything. I remember putting a complaint that it was unanswered, and then the next month, because it was October, I see, welcome all the Hispanics, welcome all of this. So how do you think it went with me? I mean, I was like, well, this is not honest. But again, something that I've learned from the millennials is that need from compassion, but actually to execute that. I still go to the same supermarket because after a little bit, some of that people came to me and they said, hey, we made a mistake and we need to learn how to forgive people. Example, everyone watched the Oscars. Everyone knows what happened. I don't need to repeat it, and don't worry if there is anyone with alopecia over here. I'm not going to make a joke. I don't want someone to get on stage and slap me. But my point is, okay, someone makes a mistake nowadays. Some of the guys that work with me that are millennials, they're like, we need to punish. He needs to lose his job. He needs to get canceled and out of life. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened when you completely fuck it up at this job site? What did I do? You said that it was okay. Okay. What else? You said that I need to learn from this. Okay. Did you apologize? Yes, I did. Okay. Move on. And that's something that we have to do in current society. We have to learn how to forgive, and maybe not forget. I mean, now I'm a little more careful, but it's kind of like funny. I mean, I have a friend that he's sick as his religion, so he wears I don't know how to say it in English, but he always wears a T-shirt when he goes to the airport and said like selectively chosen by security, because everyone, I don't know, thinks that he's a terrorist just because of the way he dresses. But I don't know, he takes it with humor, and he sees this as an opportunity to educate people. And he always gets to the officers and he always said, hey, nice to meet you, my name is Rai Singh, I'm a Sikh, you might confuse me for someone else. And he always said, hey, this is our religion, this is why I wear this for, and eventually he gets people educated. But actually he was the one that taught me, hey, you need to learn how to forgive more. Not forget, because I mean, if he would forget about that, he will be a little less careless on every trip that he makes to the airport. And believe me, once they see me like speaking in Spanish, I get more carefully searched than other ones. And one of the things that I've noticed, it's like that is crucial. It's actually work with your teams, guys. And when we talk about diversity, I mean, this is not again like, oh, so you're black, I'm gonna go and talk with you. No, because that is not going to be honest. Oh, you're Hispanic, I'm gonna talk with you. Oh, you're gay, I'm gonna go and talk to you. No, get to know your team and get to know them, and take some insights. Because eventually, if those people are happy at your company, they're going to call other people. And guess who they're going to call? People like them. Like it happened to me. I had one guy from Mexico. He said, hey, my dad knows how to work in construction. Okay. Can I bring him? Okay, bring him in. And now we have his dad and his two brothers, and probably his sister that is going to come from Mexico is going to join us. I mean, and again, we don't make it a big deal. We don't make it a big deal about it, because we actually believe that everyone can bring something to it. Like the first time that we had someone from the LGBTIQ community, she came to me and on the meeting she says, hey Alfredo, I need to warn you about something. What? I'm a lesbian. And I was like, why do you have to warn me about that? I mean, can you work 9 to 5? Can you lift more than 45 pounds? Okay, you're starting on Monday. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I just said. And I didn't make it a big deal. And obviously, because she was super, super shy, I wasn't kind of like advertising, hey, we have a lesbian, hey, we have a lesbian. No, because that would be actually super patronizing on my side, and that will be actually super bad for her. I mean, believe me, she was super shy, super shy. And another thing, work with people and give opportunities and learn how to forgive. When the previous presenter talked about like working with people who has committed felonies, 1 of every 4 Americans have committed felonies here in America or have been in jail. Has anyone talked with a PO officer? Well, you were in the force. So some of the PO officers that I've talked, they're great. Some of them, they don't care. And you have to be there kind of like in the middle and try to give them the opportunity to actually get back on track. And it's super, I mean, it's super rewarding when I actually, we were hiring people, and we worked with some PO's officers, and one of them comes and said, hey, I want to thank you that you gave me the opportunity to work here. I mean, he was super grateful, and he told me, hey, but why you guys treat us different? I'm a felon. I mean, I used to steal cars. I used to rob houses. Why do you treat us different? And I was like, hey, dude, Blair, if I treat you as a criminal, you're going to behave like a criminal. If I treat you with care, with love, and trying to understand where you're coming from, I expect the same thing. And if you don't give me that after treating you with care, with love and understanding, you have no choice. I'm going to be the first one to kick you out and to send you back where you came from. So this is your opportunity, so go and take it. And, well, thank you very much. That's a picture of my cat who is waiting for me and my wife at our house in Denver. That's probably is excited for this trip to end. And that's it. When we're here yesterday, when I accepted my award, I actually thanked my boss, the best boss that I have ever had, Alejandro Lagos. And I think that if he wouldn't be that way, probably I wouldn't be like that, because actually I saw him like a positive role model. And actually, I think that I was smart enough to actually not follow the bad bosses. Actually, I took them as a bad example. I took them as an example, but as a bad example. Like the guy that screams at you, the guy that put an enormous amount of pressure on you. I didn't want it to be like that. And I would say the involvement, if you see that your boss is involved in the community, he's giving opportunity, you see that he cares about it, you see that he praise you in public. And I know when Alejandro was like, Alfredo, can you come to my office? I remember that I used to go like, okay, here it comes. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And I was like, no one else? Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And actually, coming from another company before that, I thought, oh, he's going to scream at me. But he wasn't like that. He actually said, you did a really big stupidity. Actually, you mess it up, big time. Okay, this is how you fix it, don't do it again. And before messing it up, ask. communicate. And I think it's that. I mean, people, again, moves more than being moved by your words. They're moved more about your action and your example.
Great, thank you so much.